Hey, as you could have guessed from my last hint, I was going to review a Yogi Bear movie. However, because the DVD that I have wouldn't really play and it was kinda scratched, instead, I'm going to push that back and instead I'm going to review another movie. So sit back and enjoy. Hello, I'm Movie Cat. and
And I'm Kay,
we're Grand Wizards.
so to speak.
You'll understand that later. Anyway, this movie is called The Worst Witch. It's based on a series of books, and it came out in, what, 86, I believe?
I don't know.
It came out in 86, and it stars
Charlotte Rae,
Tim Curry,
Diana somebody, Rigg, I think,
a bunch of child actors of the day.
Veruza Balk. She's Mildred.
Yeah, Mildred. Now, the plot of the movie The Worst Witch is essentially, um, I guess the best way I would say it is it's a witch that always kind of gets into trouble and
She doesn't fit in. People pick on her. Who is it? Hardbroom? No. What is the
the girl.
professor's name?
I don't know. I don't remember. Um,
Yeah, Miss Hardbroom. She's the one that wants Mildred always to fail, and she wants this other girl to always shine. So it's a typical girl that doesn't always fit in, but in the end comes out on top. Or
mhm.
witch, whatever.
Uh, it's kind of like an underdog. The movie does have a bunch of not necessarily villains, but like bad guys, I guess.
Well,
Uh,
just that other witch.
she turned.
Oh, Charlotte Rae, the headmaster.
No, I was talking about like one of her classmates.
Oh, yeah. What was her name? I don't even remember.
I don't know, but she, uh, she made. Can we spoil it?
Go ahead.
She turns her into a pig, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then spoiler alert, she brings her back, which is also pretty funny because, like, when she tries to bring her classmate back from being a pig to being a human, she's like, it didn't work! Well, I've got my shoes back. And then eventually, like, she's in a position like a pig, and then she says, I'm gonna get you for this! And it was because that classmate had like said, "Well, why don't you turn me into a frog then? Come on, turn me into a frog." Uh,
She kept egging her on, thinking
yeah,
that she couldn't do any spells, and she did.
that thing before. First of all, should we? Oh, this is a movie review. We have to talk about Tim Curry. Tim Curry plays the Grand Wizard. Yes, that's a terrible name, and chances are what you were thinking of was what I was thinking of every time they said his name. But he's essentially like the best way I would describe it is if there was a high school football player who became a professional football player and then came back, or like he's the celebrity sex icon.
Yeah, that's how you could say it.
Yeah, I had. Oh, by the way,
All the young ladies and Miss Hardbroom, oh, they were so infatuated with him, and yeah.
and this movie taught me something. Female noses can be sexy.
Well, witches, camel noses,
Jeez,
yes,
that's weird.
with warts on them. Yeah.
Yeah. He has a musical number which is probably one of the more 80s 70s things I've ever seen in my life.
But not disco. It was not. Yeah.
It was more like drink a beer, smoke, and then like just let your imagination run
Just very
wild.
mellow.
Yeah. No, I was talking about like the background and like how he did it.
Uh,
And yes, because this was in the 80s, there is some pretty cheesy green screen, and there is some very uh, one scene where they're flying, it looks like they're obviously flying over like stock or repeated footage.
Yeah.
But
it was supposed to be castle-like, but as they say, it was filmed in England
mm-hmm.
at St. Michael's College, Tenbury Wells, England.
So, is there anything else that we're neglecting to say? Because I have one minor complaint.
Well, the one thing that was weird is this was a school, and they kept talking about first-year students, but you didn't really, until the end, saw how many students there were other than the first, 15, 20 students of the first year. So if this was a school and this was first year, how many years did they go, and where were all the other students? You never saw the girls walking around studying and everything. So in the end, Mildred saves the school by putting a spell on the sister pack of witches of the headmaster.
Agatha, I believe.
Yeah, Agatha.
Turns them into snails.
And
we're going full on spoiler now.
Yeah. And then the grand Poopah.
Poobah, I thought?
The Grand Master, the Tim Curry or whatever.
I'd say Tim Curry because when I hear Grand Wizard, I think of a couple of letters.
So anyway, he comes back and he proclaims it's a half day. And then
no, yeah, it's a half day and it's a holiday, and then he says, "So, what do you want to do on your holiday?" "I don't know, I haven't thought of it."
Oh, she said I should practice my flying.
Yeah. And then he says, well, why don't you practice with me?
Really? Yes.
Well, ask me. Ask me to practice with me. Can I practice with you? Absolutely. Let's go. Yeah. And then they fly towards the camera in a very, very CGI dated image.
Yeah, it was outdated, very...
Almost all the CGI, and especially flying, is very outdated, but I can kind of forgive a little bit of it because it was not only an 80s movie, it was an 80s made-for-TV movie. So you knew they were dealing with about $19.
Yeah. I could see at Halloween that it could be funny or entertaining with...
for, really young little kids?
Yeah.
I would show them Hotel Transylvania 1 or 2. Hotel Transylvania 2. Before this, I would maybe show them, Halloween Town. Do you have any complaints about this movie? Because I had one major complaint, and...
Go ahead, say it.
Ah! Ah! Ah!
Stop it.
There was a good 4 or 5 minute scene where they were just screaming at each other.
It was a hide and seek, but it was a scare and seek. While you hid and you scared others, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of girls screaming to see who would keep score.
I thought all of the acting was pretty good, and that's more than I can say about especially 80s movies and TV movies.
For the amount that they put into the movie and spent on it, yeah.
It needed more Tim Curry.
Probably a C+. A rental, or not even a rental, just a borrowing, or yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would not. I don't know. Do you think kids would be okay with the word sex or sexy?
Yeah, I mean, they just say it once or twice. That's it.
They say it once, I believe. So
for what a lot of kids are exposed to now.
I would say maybe wait until someone is 8 or 9, or maybe even 6 or 7.
10, 11.
Yeah, but until then, show them Scooby-Doo movies, show them Hotel Transylvania, Animat. You hate that movie, and I don't give a darn. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say. Kay, is that all you have to say?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay, I'm Movie Cat. That was Kay. And we'll see you again with another movie. Bye! For the hint, because I kind of forgot to give it, join me next time when I take a movie and I decide to cut the meat out of it. Bye.